What up guys, my name is Kong and today I'm be talking about Infinite. Infinite is starred by Mark Wahlberg and as other actors and actresses. I don't know their names exactly, but it is going to be in the tag for sure. So Infinite is basically a story about individuals that get reborn again and again, but they remember their past life. It's basically essentially is reincarnation. So that's what this movie is about. So we'll talk about what I did like about this movie. I like some of the action here, sequence here are good. What else did I like? I like the idea of reincarnation. I liked it somewhat. What else did I like? I liked some of the chase scene, the airplane sequence. I liked them, but not to like. I liked them not to the extent where I would say, "Wow, this is a great action sequence." It's like I liked it. I thought it was good. What else? The storytelling of how it sort of reincarnation sort of happened. A little bit of that. What else? I like the Aston. I thought he was a very interesting character. I thought he's just an interesting character that I would like to get to know more about. So that's it. So let me talk about what I don't like about this movie. This movie although I like the concept and the idea of reincarnation, but here is very the idea and the technology that involve reincarnation doesn't really go deep in this movie. It does not go deep. It's very superficial, not superficial, but it's not in depth. And they don't tell you about, they don't really give us, a little bit of the history of reincarnation or the idea of reincarnation. They do a little bit here, but then they don't build upon the religious view of reincarnations. So it's a little bit like that. You're sort of just expected to believe that. And what else? And you are sort of expect to believe that this main character are, reincarnated every so often, and every time that he dies, or he or she dies. So it's not real well explained. There's no sort of ritual or no mythical mythical sign or clues that would tells you that this is the being or the true self or the one, not the one but the self of that particular individual has come back to on Earth, I guess you can say. What else? The side characters are not really interesting. Especially the hero side, the protagonist side. Some of the characters, I don't find them interesting. I don't find them relatable. I don't find them unique at all. I feel like they were just boring. They're plain. They don't exude or has that character that belong in that world. It just doesn't have anything. They don't bring anything to the world. They don't make the world more interesting or the story more interesting or the idea of reincarnation interesting. It just doesn't have that. What else? Yeah, the villain, I don't find the villain really interesting or cool or very he feels generic. He reminds me of another movie, of a great movie, The Matrix. He reminds me of Agent Smith, but not as interesting as Agent Smith, or not as interesting as Thanos or Killmonger. I feel like this guy is he's boring. He's just not he is a threat, but he doesn't feel like a threat, and he this villain isn't quite. I feel like he is a little too smart for his own good. Maybe what I mean by that, like there is a segment or a scene in this movie where he said he's being reborn over and over. He doesn't want to live this life And when you think about it, it's like you could just have somebody shoot you. If you don't want to live this life again, over and over and over, it's just, he could have just done that, and then the whole story would have been, non-existent, not important anymore. So you see what I'm saying? There is a way out for the villain, but he chose not to do it, and he chose to take everybody out with it. It's just, in a sense, it's almost a coward's way. And even the protagonist even said it, that you are a coward. You don't understand the concept with the idea of reincarnation, and that is the flaw of this the villain. But the villain himself even stated that he's tired of this. Like, just go out your own way. It's like even the protagonists tell other protagonists, the characters, like, if you're gonna get in this position, you gotta go out the way, you gotta do it, go out your own way. It's like, so this villain, it just wasn't interesting. And then the whole idea of the nihilist and then the believer, it make it feel like it's religious. It's like, this movie doesn't even have any religious tone to it. It just, in the idea itself, is a religious, it has a religious idea, a religious view on life itself. So it's just like, really, you almost, the way what the character said, the villain said, is almost defeat the story itself. It made the story not as important, not as great as it should be. So, and then the villain itself wasn't very, interesting. Yes, the character is smart, very in a sense of, fighting, in a sense of deception, all that sort of stuff, understanding how to fight others. But you don't see the main villain, his backstory, where he came from, how did he lose his faith, all this sort of thing. Like, we don't get any of that yet. We just get this guy. So what else? The ending wasn't really great. The action was okay, and as I said, it was okay. The characters are just, I feel, average. Maybe it's just wasn't interesting. It wasn't, something that I would, I want to watch. So, what was the rating I give this movie, guys? I'll give it a 4 out of 10. I don't enjoy this movie. I don't like the movie. Despite Mark Wahlberg being in it, it just doesn't do it. It didn't execute the story really well. The character wasn't really well done. The villain wasn't. Everything about this movie wasn't well done. It's just, they didn't take the time to develop the characters, the stories, and the mythology of, reincarnation with technologies and all this stuff, or maybe rituals, all this sort of thing that would make the story more interesting. But they did not do it. And that it's not superficial. It's just very little work is put into this movie. So 4 out of 10, guys. I say don't watch this movie. It's not worth the time and effort to watch it. You're better off reincarnating and watching something else. So, but besides the joke, guys, it's 4 out of 10. Please like, thumbs up, share, subscribe, and browse to my YouTube channel. I have a lot of content for you guys to check out. Please do so. Thank you so much, and take care, guys. Bye bye.